So, in honor of the character Spider-Man's 57th anniversary, this YouTube channel called JFighter11 started this series called One Spectacular Scene, or A Spectacular Scene, or whatever you want to call it. And if you don't know, I love Spider-Man. I mean, I grew up with the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire trilogy. Spider-Man is by far my favorite superhero, so I knew immediately that I had to do a video in this series. However, first things first, this is a Spider-Man video. Why am I wearing a Star Wars shirt? Well, two reasons. One reason, the real reason, is that I'm wearing the shirt because it has to do with a video coming out Saturday, which I will be filming right after this. But the other reason, that kind of just happened coincidentally, but works, is that I found out about this series from a channel called Basically Star Wars. So, Basically Star Wars shirt. I guess it's kind of paying homage to the video that I found out about this video series from. Yeah, that made sense. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about One Spectacular Scene. Actually, I just want to say one more thing before I get into it. And that thing is that this video may not be of the normal quality of my videos because I'm trying to get this video out as soon as possible. Alright, now let's get into it. So, when I first set out to do one of these One Spectacular Scene videos, I pretty immediately reached my first stumbling block. What scene am I going to talk about? I figured it had to be from the Raimi trilogy, because, I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man duology isn't really something that I would call spectacular. And even though I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man, I felt like I really couldn't not do something from the Raimi trilogy. I mean, it's just so good. Like, it's one of the best superhero trilogies of all time. And it has just a ton of spectacular scenes. But then I ran into my second stumbling block. Which movie of the trilogy am I going to pick this scene from? Well, I mean, I wasn't about to do Spider-Man 3. Although, if I were to do it, it would definitely have to be... But I eventually landed on the fire scene from Spider-Man 2. So, Peter Parker looks up from a paper that says the crime rate is up 75% since Spider-Man is gone, and sees a burning building. He immediately looks down to take off his normal clothes to reveal the Spider-Man suit underneath. But then he remembers that he quit being Spider-Man. Now, what I love about this moment is that it shows that it's still Peter Parker's instinct to turn into Spider-Man when he sees people in danger. Then, he finds out that there's still a kid stuck in the building, and without hesitation, runs into the burning building. The guy he was just talking to tries to stop him, but he doesn't stop. He finds the little girl, and he brings her out to her parents, who are very worried. What makes this scene so great, or spectacular, is that it shows that Peter Parker isn't Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is Peter Parker. It shows the responsibility part of with great power comes great responsibility. Peter Parker doesn't have the powers, but he still has the responsibility. And this goes really well with what Tony Stark says in Spider-Man Homecoming.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
And this shows that Peter Parker is something without his suit. He is something without his powers. However, he isn't everything. He doesn't save everybody. As he finds out later, somebody was still stuck in the burning building and never made it out. This is the turning point that puts Peter Parker back on the journey to become Spider-Man again. Because he finds out that Peter Parker alone can't always save the day. But Peter Parker as Spider-Man can. Now, I actually want to highlight the next line of the next scene where Peter Parker says,
"Am I not supposed to have what I want? What I need? What am I supposed to do?"
This line kind of serves as a movie equivalent of a comic book thought bubble. And it shows that Peter Parker is still tormented. He still hasn't found the balance between his life as Peter Parker and his life as Spider-Man. You would think, oh, he decided to help people again. He wants to be Spider-Man again. He should get his powers back, right? But the thing is, he doesn't yet. Again, at this point, he is still tormented, still torn between the two sides of himself. And it's not until they merge later in the film that he finally gets his powers back. I don't want to go too in-depth about the scene where he gets his powers back and why he gets his powers back, because this is still supposed to be a video about the fire scene. So if anybody wants to do one of these One Spectacular Scene videos about that, please feel free to. But anyway, like I said, the fire scene from Spider-Man 2 is truly spectacular, because it shows that even without his powers, Peter Parker is still a hero. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy 57th anniversary to Spider-Man. Also, please make sure to check out the videos that JFighter11 and Basically Star Wars already made. And if you want, feel free to make one of these One Spectacular Scene videos of your own. With that said, that's a thwip.